feel like I'm sitting really high up. That noise where I take a drink at the start's horrible, isn't it? Sorry. Mate, it's just us.
You're putting my shit.
I've never had it where it's me and the person and we're not just waiting for the person to join. Like,
it's just me. It's me. They're just like, oh, fuck her. Seriously.
I
even do Instagram anymore.
I love, yeah, you've been having a break, haven't you?
Mate, it's been the best ever.
Yeah.
Like, I do, obviously, I miss the, like, banter that you have with everyone, and, like, you lose that connection with people, and, like, my following shit. But I'm just like, I don't care. Like, for the first time in my life, I literally couldn't give a fuck. It's brilliant.
I think that's, how old are you? Mid-20s?
I'm 28 and I'm soon to be 29.
Yeah. You're nearly getting old, mate.
Mate, I'm nearly 30.
I was just going to say, like, I think people in their 20s, they, like, get so caught up in social media. But when you get to my age, you don't give a fuck. I mean, look at this. I haven't brushed it for days. I bought my mate. I'm dedicating this spot to this guy, Dave, who's going to ask to see your biceps in about 5 minutes because he asked.
I'm all up for that.
He asked about 20 times yesterday.
I like Dave.
So on every single live I've done so far, I think this is the 5th or 6th one, there's been one person who has been incessant throughout. Dave was yesterday and he was fine. But then, yeah.
There you go, Dave.
And then so I had everyone sending me their biceps yesterday in the DMs. But the day before, someone asked me, do you like BBC? Like Big Black Cock. So I was like, oh my God.
Meant, like the TV channel. I was looking around.
Yeah, well, Philly was like, oh yeah, the TV channel. And I was like, you know, Brightman, Bridgman and Cycles have the podcast BBC. And I was like, yeah, I love BBC. And then I went in my DMs and the BBC was in my DM. Oh. He was throttling it. And it looked like, you know, when you make balloon animals, it looked like he was trying to make a balloon animal out of his dick in my DM. So, guys, please don't send me dick pics today.
Everyone, please send Martina dick pics.
Listen, it'll be the most action I've had in a while.
Now we're in lockdown as well.
Oh, I know. Boris is literally like, bitch, you ain't gonna be buff because you can't train. You can't train for 6 months this year, and you're not gonna have sex. You're not gonna have sex. You can't train. What are you gonna do?
Get fat because all the takeaways can stay open, so it's fine.
Well, I'm actually dieting for the first time ever without a competition. So I'm just doing a 4-week mini cut. She slashed my calories in half. Just boom, 1,700. I was just like. So I've been drinking one of these a day, plus a Monster.
I thought you gave up caffeine.
I did, but I'm too hungry. I'm too hungry, so I'm like, do you know what? Welcome back. I gave up for 2 months, you know, and my sleep has been amazing. Like,
it's so shit now.
Oh my God, I'm literally going to be like, give me the Valium. Maybe I should just literally take sleeping tablets for a month and just atrophy.
I mean, that defeats the point of dieting.
Dave, she doesn't want to see your biceps, mate.
What Dave says. Yes, Dave. No, actually, no, I don't. Don't slide into me. My DM. Absolutely not.
I showed everyone his biceps yesterday. I actually got sent some really impressive biceps. So how's your training going? Because I've seen that you actually can train this lockdown.
Yeah.
So for me, you feeling motivated?
Honestly, no, not at all. But I think my lack of motivation, it sounds awful because I do have, like, obviously somewhere good to train. But I think pre-lockdown with my, like, chest health thing that I had going on while I stopped prep, that kind of set me back. And then even before the gyms were closing, I was a bit like meh with training. Like, I just can't train properly. And even now, it's still not fine. It's not as bad as it was. But like today, it was said, oh, you need to kind of, let's try and keep you really, really motivated, because you've almost got an advantage on a lot of other people now. You have somewhere that you can train. You've got a home gym. But in my head, I'm just like, I think just where I'm in that neggy space, I'm just like, I don't care. I'm just being stubborn and I don't care. I know, I think once, it's just the routine, I think, just getting a new routine, because taking the hit, like for me, work as well has gone completely downhill. So once again, you're kind of panicking about finances, you're panicking about Christmas around the corner, seeing people, not seeing people, being locked down, training, everything. So it's just kind of finding that routine. So I think I will be motivated and I will be fine and I can't complain. But right now I just don't want to train. I don't really care.
Yeah, I feel the same. I've got a good setup here as well, really, because I've always trained just with barbells and dumbbells, haven't been a massive user of lots of machines. Until after this lockdown, actually, I started using machines a lot more, because I tell you what, my biomechanics are so much better because of all the work I did working on my squat. Because I didn't squat before. I just used a hack squat, pendulum, like leg extension, leg press. And so now I can actually squat, and I can do it here. I bought squat racks for indoors, and I've obviously got a squat rack in the garden, because fuck training in the rain. And I see people training in the rain in their patio and like doing all their home workouts and doing that fucking roller thing up and down the wall to do a hack squat. And I'm like, no, I can't. I can't.
Where's Domino's on speed dial when you need it?
Yeah, so I'm literally like to the manager or the owner of my gym, I'm like, can I come in and have a meeting with you about XYZ? And then maybe just have a little session.
I'm gonna train as well while I'm here.
We can turn the lights off. I don't mind.
It's just crazy that it's happening again. Like,
I know.
And the thing is, we all knew it was going to happen again. It was just a matter of time.
I do feel better from a mental health point of view this time. Like, obviously last time, I do live on my own, and last time was my birthday, and I think that got in my head and really affected me, because I was just like, I'm on my own. And as soon as I had my birthday, I realised I was just being dramatic, and actually everything was fine. And then I was all right. But yeah, going into this lockdown, I feel like my life never returned to 100% after the last one.
I'm exactly the same. Like,
so the change isn't as different, is it? Because I wasn't really socialising. I was going to the gym to be social, because everyone that goes to my gym is amazing. So we'd sit there and chat, but I never really resumed my social life with the rest of my friends. So it's not been that bad. I've been working from home all year anyway. But I had coronavirus, mate. I've just had to spend the last few days of the lockdowns coming, and everyone's training 5 days in a row.
COVID, didn't you?
Yeah, I had COVID. I was just sitting at home, freaking masturbating. That's all there was to do.
Oh dear, mate. How did you feel? Like, were you fine?
I felt like I was coming down with a cold, and I felt tired, but I think I'm tired because I'm 38, not because I've got COVID.
You're just old.
So I'm just tired, mate. No, because you're not allowed to leave the house when you are have it, you don't get any fresh air, and I think that's why you feel tired, because you just it's just stale, right? And I'm walking around my fucking living room. But yeah, I wrote myself like a little routine, a morning routine. Just, I know this sounds so stupid, get up and shower immediately, brush your teeth, like
make your bed.
Yeah, stuff like that. Take your supplements in the morning, do not miss it, like eat at whatever time. And that has kept my head on my shoulders this week. But now I need to schedule my training in, because I haven't been doing it. And if it's in there at a certain time, I'm quite disciplined, so I will actually stick to it.
Are you done now currently?
Yes, but I've got all dressed up with nowhere to go. I wanted to take my new mate to Asda today, but I'm going to go tomorrow.
So today was your first day out of quarantine?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, nothing changes. One of my friends sent me a message, and she's got to isolate, and she was just like, have you got any tips? Have you got any tricks? And I was like, mate, we're all isolating, really.
Yeah,
like
we're all in a
granted,
similar boat.
yeah, you can go to the shops and go for a walk, and you can't when you're isolating, but just enjoy the downtime, I would say.
Yeah,
I'm just really gutted because my training's never been so good. I've never been as strong. I've never been as consistent as coming out of that lockdown. Kind of gave me the kick up the arse I needed.
yeah.
And Dave, please don't send me a DM.
I've just seen that pop up and I was like, keep a straight face.
I'm gonna log
I
into
think
my
you said as
Instagram.
well who's got the biggest biceps out of me. I think
Oh, definitely you. Mine are quite big for bikini actually, and for my size. But yeah, Scarlet is more muscular than me.
muscular. Well, not if I
Muscular.
don't get my acting gear and start like actually doing something with my body.
It's so funny the way that we knew, like, followed each other for probably a couple of years, right? And
Yeah,
never
right.
saw each other. And then our eyes met across a crowded gym. And I was like,
Literally.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Hey, Scarlett.
Didn't we talk about tequila as well? Weren't you October?
So I admitted to my coach last night on the live that a couple of times in prep I was out doing my cardio and I just ended up in a Thai restaurant having a 3-course meal. Her face was just like
It's the fact that not only is it a 3-course meal, but you did that a couple of times.
More than once
to get some steps in, and you've gone for a 3-course meal.
Yeah. Oh fuck me! Hold on, look. I'm gonna show you. That's Dave's DM.
Oh no! Here we go. Oh,
who's that?
That's not Dave.
Good arms. Yeah. Thanks, Dave. No more DMs though, right? All of you. Unless George is still on here, send me your DMs. I hate that you can't tell who's actually watching. You can only see them join.
Yeah, I know.
So what's your plans now? You're just going to take it easy, look after your health and see what happens?
Yeah, I think that's the plan, is to just not lose what I've gained, because last lockdown I actually gained muscle.
Yeah.
And again, I had
grow.
more of a facility for sure.
Yeah.
And then being on prep, I kind of like maintained it, and I've been in a pretty good position all the way up until now. But the pro calendar is not released until I think it's next month.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, who knows what COVID's going to do next year?
Yeah.
Like, I've been talking to my coach, kind of like roughly trying to make a plan, but it's like European shows are the easier option, obviously. But you just don't know. It's so difficult to make a plan at the moment because you just don't know what's going to happen. So I think we're probably, I would assume, start prepping at the beginning of the year.
Do you feel like your look would be better in Europe or in America? Because they are two different looks, really, aren't they?
Yeah, because originally when I spoke to my coach, we were kind of like, which makes sense. I think being in the pro league, if Olympia's the goal, you want to be seen by the American judges.
Yeah.
So he was like, we need to get you over there so you can be seen and get your face known.
Yeah.
But then watching the European lineup, especially in like Alicante recently, I didn't feel that far away from where they are. So
yeah,
I guess it's just wait and see. There's so many more American. I think the American look is a lot bigger and a lot harder, and then it's a little bit softer over here. But I just don't know. I'm still new. I have no fucking clue what day it is, so I just kind of flit around, just like, yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll just do that.
Yeah, but I think that's what I love about you is like you're really like you get your head down, and when you're prepping, your balls to the wall, but you've got balance as well, and you're not crazy neurotic about it, and you still get results. And that's what I've really liked to show to everyone that follows me is like you can still have a life outside. Don't get me wrong, there are certain times where you can't and you just have to blinker and get it done.
Yeah.
But you can still be a pro, a British champion, you know, like anything else. Dave, they're not awful, but just chill now.
Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of, like, I hear it a lot. I heard someone recently on Instagram, like this week, saying like, and I think, I can't remember who it was. I think it was a male. And it was like, oh, you have to live like a pro before you're a pro. And I'm just like, you're just talking shit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's actually, I think if you've got the genetics for it, or just even the shape, like my shape without training is the bikini shape. I just need to add to it to make it bikini. Like obviously like cat delts and stuff. I don't just wake up with delts. I wish. But Naturally, I've got this mega wide lat spread. Even without muscle on it, my rib cage holds a lot of air and a tiny waist. I'm always going to be in the running if I can do the rest. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
And then you've got girls that are fighting their genetics to. I think Kate Errington's a really good example of when Kate was trying to be bikini, and she so naturally got such developed legs, and she was running for hours trying to get rid of the muscle on her legs. And obviously, as soon as she actually went up into a different category, she became pro instantly because she's amazing. But you sometimes just got to look at yourself and be honest and say, like, am I actually any good for that, or is it going to be really hard?
I think where a lot of people I've noticed, kind of like when I said like people are saying like you have to live like a pro before you're even a pro. I think where a lot of people are misunderstanding this is you have to actually love bodybuilding and training. You have to love training. A lot of people are in this game because it's fashionable.
Yeah.
A lot of people kind of are social media followers and they're like, oh my God, it's really cool to compete. I'm going to compete. And I'm not going to lie, like I got into it through Instagram. That's how I found out on my mum. But I genuinely fell in love with it. And like, for me, like training feels so...
Sorry, look at Natalie. You want to see my biceps? Send nudes, Natalie. No one else send nudes.
You know you are asking for trouble.
I had to delete a few nudes after one of them. It's funny because the person that I'm doing the live with, obviously all their followers can see that they're live, so it kind of opens up a whole different audience. And some of the people, their followers are crazy.
I mean, yeah, I could imagine. I mean, there's a lot of weird people out here, unfortunately.
I mean, there's two right here.
I'm not weird. I'm unique.
Yeah.
Oh, babe,
I'm just living my truth.
Up. It's fine.
Yeah, no, that whole kind of like live like a pro before you're a pro. Someone actually made a comment to me that I'm not an athlete because I don't do like team no days off. I don't eat on a meal plan unless I'm prepping. I don't even train to a training plan ever. I do my own training. It's just I still have progressive overload. I still have the same workouts every week, but they're flexible. They're not like Monday's legs. It's like, how recovered am I? Like, what's going to be most optimal today? And yeah, that person made a comment that I wasn't an athlete. And I was just looking at my British Championship trophy and all my other trophies. Well, I don't see that in your house. And it was like, you don't want to be a bastard about it. But then when there's someone telling you that you're basically not in those ranks, even though you have been in those ranks on your stage, like, shut up. Some people do have to live team no days off because they are not where they need to be yet.
Your cat in the back.
Yeah, it's literally not going to stop. They only... oh my God, my other cat just woke up and her ears inside out. And if my room wasn't so messy, I'd show you. But I don't want you guys to see what fucking pig I am. I slept with no duvet cover on for 2 nights. I'm like, it's on the bed. I just haven't put it on the sheet. I'm like,
oh, babe, that is tragic. That you need to sort your life out.
It's lockdown, baby. I'm doing all right.
Does it not like itch your toenails and shit?
Do you know what? I've got a weighted blanket that I put on first and then the duvet, and it's fine. I have to sleep on my back at the moment because I had some kind of nifty anti-aging shit done. So yeah, everyone's like, I can't believe you're 38. I'm like, my plastic surgeon can. I just had these things called threads put in your face.
I've heard of this.
They like hurt, you know.
Oh, no, are they like the sugar threads?
So they look like a fishing wire, but they have a barb on each end. So they use like a cannula and they put it down and then pull it tighter and then cut it off. So it just pulls it a little bit tighter. So I had like lines around here from competing. They've never gone. So it just pulled them. But it's done it really well on one side. It's come undone on this side. You can actually see it through my skin. So thank God we're in lockdown. And then they dissolve. And then the collagen has like been created around it.
Oh, okay. I mean, you do look like you're 12, so...
before last season, so the 2018 season, I looked a lot younger than my age, and then it just ravages your face, doesn't it? The dieting.
Oh, it's hideous.
So bad. And then this year when I dieted, in my second week I had diet face already, and we were literally like, what has happened here? And I was scared about what I was going to look like on show day. Be quiet. You want to say hello quickly? Okay. Literally I hold him up and then he leaves me. Hi everybody.
Oh my god, look at him.
He's so fat. Wait, look how fat he is.
Does mum teach you too much?
He's bulky.
He's bulky. I love that.
He's actually on a diet, and every morning I wake up and they've got like electronic pet feeder and the lid is on the floor, but it's like a Tupperware, you know, where you click it down. So
right,
he literally can open it with his teeth and get in the food.
Sounds like you on prep.
Yeah, my cats are just like their owner.
Yeah, no, we're talking about like diet phase. It's weird because like ever since my last show, I've still got this like jowly bit here, and normally
that's
my
what
face
I had.
blows up off season, but this is just not gone now. And
that
I think because
exactly
I have been assisted, I think that is part of it. I like normally when I go on cycle, like this starts to come in, it's just not gone away now. So I'm like, oh, fuck. And like I'm just putting it out there. My cycles are so minimal compared to what so many people do. So it's not the amount of stuff that I've taken.
I was honestly surprised at how little you do compared to what you imagine a figure competitor would take, especially because it's so rife in bikini as well, right? You're taking less than some of the bikini.
Absolutely. Like I've spoke to a few people because obviously I trust my coaches and what they say, and I do my own research. But it's at the end of the day, it's like, one, it's health first, and two, I don't want to start sounding or looking like a man. Yeah. And I think I've got quite a low voice anyway, and you know when a girl's taken too much because their voice drops, and to me it's so obvious, and I find I just don't want that to happen. So I don't want to sacrifice what I'm going to be for the rest of my life, and fertility. That's
another big thing. I think that a lot of the juniors are jumping on like all kinds of shit, and you can tell, but they're like 22 and they've not thought about what's going to happen long term,
10 years down the line.
Yeah.
And like especially like females, some of the stuff that I've heard people take, and I'm just like, I remember when it was ever first mentioned to me, one, I'd been like training well for 3 years and I'd already competed a couple of times, but even still, like it was mentioned and I was like, oh, shut up. I was just like, I don't know. Whereas people just seem to chomp at the bit, but I think people just see it as like a quick fix.
Yeah, I think that there are federations that make it almost impossible to be natural though, and PCA is one of them. They like such a dry, conditioned look, and how do you hold that look? Or if you started competing at the start of the season, to hold it all the way through to finals. Like actually Natty, I'm sure she won't mind me saying that when we competed together, because she is natural, and I was so shocked to see she was almost my size at finals, because she's stacked. And she said to me it's because she'd competed at the start of the season, finals was in the end of October, and she just lost so much muscle from being on a diet for so long. And yeah, now she's built back up because she's had a long off season, but that kind of like up and down because she's not taking anything to hold on to the muscle. Yeah, PCA, I always say when a new person asks me should I do it, and I'm literally like, listen, you're gonna really struggle to bring that look for your first season of competing as well. Go and do something more fun, you know, like a federation that is more fun.
I think if you even enjoy it as well, like there's nothing worse than balls to wall dieting for a federation where you possibly might not be in a running anyway.
Yeah,
you might hate being on stage, you might hate the whole process, so there's no point in kind of sacrificing so much for somewhere where you're potentially not really going to do that well.
Yeah,
and that's just soul destroying anyway. Like not placing, everyone competes to win, competes to win, but you might as well compete to win in a slightly smaller federation. Where you would feel better about yourself, you'd have more confidence, rather than being immediately knocked down, being like, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
You need to do X, Y, and Z. So yeah, I totally agree with that.
There there's some really great federations popping up as well that do so much for the athletes as well. Look at that. My muscle was non-existent at the end of that season. Thank God, because that's how I got my trophy.
Come up to figure.
Yeah. I want her to do wellness because I want to see Natalie's legs just go.
Yeah.
But even that look is like, damn.
Yep.
You know, my friend Lily, she competes and she only trains her upper body 4 weeks out, you know, because it's just so unbalanced. But she's still got fucking delts, a back, everything, because obviously because you train your legs so much, everything else does grow. But it's so strange to watch the difference between even the difference in how lean we need to be, because obviously I'm masters, your figure, they're both so lean, and then wellness is nice and full and healthy looking. Yeah,
it's something you can't control. Condition's really difficult to control.
Yeah,
because some people just have it, and some people, like for me, getting condition's the hardest bit of prep. Like I grow muscle easy, I can hold muscle easy, but just getting lean, that's really difficult.
Yeah, it's the only other way.
And I know you are the other
I've
way.
lost a kilo since Friday. I haven't even trained, haven't done my steps, you know, like I'm in about 100 calorie deficit. I like literally just drops off me. But quite a well-known coach actually sent me a message a couple of months ago, well actually about a year ago, saying, what are you doing to activate your quads, because I've seen how you train and your results don't represent it, so are you not eating or are you not training? And I was like, well, I'm eating. And then 6 months later he was just like, how is this still happening? Like your legs have not grown at the rate that everyone else is growing. And I'm like, well, it's just not my genetics. Like, I know it's a cop out to say that, but I do train hard. I have been consistent. They are growing. It's just really fucking slow. But also I am older, and Natalie is the only person I've seen in my age group that grows really well.
Yeah.
You know, most of us are at the end of our natural training, really.
Absolutely.
Or they've been training since they're teenagers. I've literally been training for 4 years, 5 years now, not consistently. I've only been consistent the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So, but I'm getting much denser, you know, like it's the same size, but fuck me, it looks different.
Yeah. Maturity is a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. Just
and
patience, isn't it?
Young 21, 22-year-olds that bang a shitload of just don't reap the benefits of it because they need more time. So don't bang gear in, just actually train.
Yeah, just eat and train. I really think that a lot can be said for eating at maintenance for a long time as well.
Oh God, yeah.
I ate at maintenance in the last lockdown for a long time, because at first I thought I'd come out and carry on prepping and compete, because we didn't realise we were going to be locked up for months. And that's when my muscle really did start to become noticeably denser. It's like I wasn't dieting it down, but I wasn't trying to grow. I didn't really have enough to grow anyway. But yeah, just eating at maintenance for a prolonged amount of time, which I've never done before, really made a difference, because I liked my body composition, my muscle was still being maintained, and I felt really, really good. Look at Natalie. I was a sprinter. Now all she's doing is sprinting to frigging Domino's, mate. I grow, but takes pure starvation to get me lean. See, I honestly do believe there's two body types, and that's
definitely
grow muscle easily, but fuck, the lean up is real. And then there's me and mine. Like, I think, look, Amber Jade Halo, I'm the same, find it really hard to grow, but probably leans up really easily.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with this, for sure. For sure. And I think that's just it. I think also time does help, because obviously the more you diet down, the easier it is to get in shape each time you do it. So always the first time is going to be the hardest. But
I think you just know your diet hacks as well, don't you? You don't have to think too much about what you're eating. You know what works, and you just trust your coach if you've been with them for a while.
And I think if people are sensible as well and like take the off season seriously, you're going to build up a good position to start dieting on anyway. Because my last show in 2019, it compared to now, because it was with a different coach, but even then, for then, it was probably the best starting position I'd been in. And I know this time will be heaps better, because I'm on twice the amount of food, which makes dieting a lot easier. So building up your metabolism, not just kind of being an arsehole, but at the same time, like, have freedom. Like, I think anyone's lying if they stick to a rigid plan on off season.
Oh.
Like, bullshit.
My rigid plan is I'm going to eat everything. Anyone that goes to my gym here will know that I'm a crusader when it comes to carbohydrates. It's not my fault. There's a feeder in our gym and she's on prep, so she makes loads of cookie dough.
I know who this
Blondie. It's Lily.
Yeah.
Lily's fucking with me, but I must say she does also train with me. So I do use those calories because I've never trained the way that Lily trains before. Like that girl, you can see how her legs grew in the last 2 years. And I've even noticed just in 3 weeks the difference of training with a wellness competitor. Like, sure. And she's literally like in my face, like, stop being such a pussy. And I'm like, I can't feel my legs. I can't feel them. After the first exercise, I can't feel them. So, like, am I at a parallel squat now? Don't know. Got no legs.
It's just empty from here down.
But feels so good. And I must say, so I had my genetics tested, like DNA test, but it's not like where do your family come from. It tests your like athletic abilities, anything that you are deficient in, like, but genetically what you're predisposed to. And it said that my recovery rate was fast. And I was like, if this is fast, fucking poor people that is slow, Jesus Christ. But it had like, everything was muscle power gifted, stamina gifted. And I was looking at my legs like, come on guys, look at the results.
Come on, the DNA speaks for itself.
Yeah, but it's like something in my head clicked and I was like, I can do this, you know, like my DNA says I can do this. So the excuse must be I'm not working hard enough. And it honestly did change my approach to my training and my food as well. I really like my supplementation. I completely changed because of the DNA test and what it said. That's why I cut the caffeine out. It said to me, like, you cannot function on it. Told me I was a workaholic as well. I know. But yeah, almost I would say like
and a whole bottle of Pepsi Max.
Yeah, 97% of it was so spot on. There was just a couple of things around my sleep that I didn't agree with. Like it said that I can sleep really well through the night, whereas I've got like middle of the night insomnia. I have to take a sleeping tablet every single night. Look at Natalie, you need a session with Brett. There's no way. No way on earth. Natalie's one of my like only very close friends that I've never trained with because I'm not stupid. I'd have to drive home afterwards. I wouldn't be able to.
Oh, you'll be fine. Shut up.
Have you seen how that girl trains? It is. I've never seen anything like it. Doing jump squats with like fucking 60 kilos on her back or something. I'm like,
yeah, I'm not about that life.
I'm an old age pensioner here, okay?
You can't keep playing that card, my love.
I know. But yeah, I was gutted that everything was going the best that it could for competition wise. And then Corona got in there. But I'm sure there's going to be positive takeouts from this as well. Like even just fixing my squat. I wouldn't be able to squat now. And I'm actually feeling the benefits. And I feel badass as well. Like
it is, like I never squat, but like I've had to squat recently and you do feel kind of cool.
Yeah, like I'm actually fucking lifting here.
I mean, I can't do what loads of girls can do when they've fucking got 200 kilos on the bar, but I'm there with my 80 kilos. Like, I'm fucking arse to grassing this shit. Like, absolutely smashing it. And I'm just embracing that. That's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah. You're bendy as fuck as well, so I bet you can get right down.
Oh, babe, I can basically, like, kiss the floor with my bum.
So, you know, if this whole fitness thing doesn't work out, Spearmint Rhino is just 20 minutes away. You'll be fine, mate.
Don't.
Me throwing 10 pence pieces at you because I haven't got any other money.
Just 10 pence pieces, though. I like that. At least it's not 2.
Yeah, well, surely, apparently we're going to be a cashless society soon, which I never saw the issue with until my self-employed friends were like, I get paid in cash and I do not put that shit through the books. And I was just like, I hear you.
You're fucked.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'm getting £5 to be in Spearmint. I think I'd be a really good stripper. I've got a very good slut drop.
I'd be a terrible stripper.
I'd be a terrible stripper because I hate people. So, like, literally, you've got to talk to them.
Me too. You want me to talk dirty? Are you serious?
And, like, be all sweet and nice and get them to buy drinks.
I'm flirting.
No.
Can I go to work like this if I was a stripper? Because I'm not being funny. I'm not going to make
Oh, don't. So you're allowed to PT outside at the moment, right? But it's the fucking shittest weather ever.
I think technically, yes, we are. Like no one wants to train outside. So 99% of the people that I'm training now are online, and some have just kind of gone, fuck that.
Yeah.
I think obviously it's difficult because when you have a facility that you can train in, you know that you still can't really train people there because it is against the rules.
Yeah, and your insurance is invalid, right? So if anything happens.
Exactly. And it's not even that. It's if it catches on and people, you know what people like, there's nasty people in the world. So if people are going to complain and the police come up and then they're finding you 10,000 or whatever it is, I'm just not risking having that facility taken away from me because that's for me. So just online at the moment. But I think after the first lockdown, people were like, yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Because I work with very general population bankers and lawyers. So these guys don't take it seriously anyway.
Yeah.
Not like bodybuilders do. Obviously, there's a good handful of people that I've trained like since March online. So I've got some absolute gems. But understandably, people have families. Fitness for a lot of my clients is not priority, which is fine. That's absolutely cool. So a lot of people have just gone, do you know what?
It's only 4 weeks, right? So just have a rest.
And these people don't want to invest in kit, which is also understandable. So if you've got a pair of 2 kilo dumbbells and you're trying to fucking, I don't know, I don't want to train those people.
Yeah.
So it's a bit shit. But
I did see a meme and it was literally like someone crying saying how many reps you have to do in a home workout. And it's like, that's probably why I hate training at home as well. I hate doing high rep workouts and I only do them with Lily. So like she's got this disgusting leg extension 100 rep fucking not on a lightweight, no, you're working weight. And I'm like, yeah, but I usually do this for 10 to 12. And she's like, I'm getting to 15, the first 15, and I'm just like, how am I going to get through this? And then at points it says, she gave me a plan. It says on the plan, if your legs start to feel tired, take 5 seconds rest. I take in the first 5 seconds, the lactic acid flushes down the leg, and then you just feel this intense pain and then death. And then she's shouting in my face, like, this is not 5 seconds. And I'm like, I've got to get up. Like, I need to walk around a little bit. And then I'm like, let me just go tell Emran to change the music. I can't train to this. Or I'm like, I just need to go and get some water. And then I'm just sitting on reception like, guys. But it's working.
That's it is. And like, I know training with different people and stuff, like it does affect how you train. Like I'm more into like high volume stuff now as well. And I'm just like, I used to be that like heavy 10 to 12. But it's actually quite nice to do something different. And like I'm reaping the benefits of it. So there's a time and a place, but it doesn't mean you have to enjoy it. Yeah. I mean, who wants to do 100 rep leg extensions? That sounds awful.
Nobody, but now everyone in my gym feels obliged, like they have to, because we've been doing it. So we had another guy, I think he's IFBB Pro, and he like came to use the leg extension as we were finishing up, and we were like bantering him, like do the 100 reps, and he had to do it. And then afterwards I just saw him like literally like bent over, like holy shit. But you feel so good afterwards, but you can't feel your quads for the rest of the session. And it's
then the next 4 days afterwards.
We did some squats and some split lunges on the Smith. And we did that. And then she went, right, you feeling warmed up? And I was like, I thought that was 2 exercises that we were doing.
I love that. I love that. When you train with someone and then you just don't know what to expect. And then after like 15 minutes, you're like, I've gone balls to wall and now I've got no energy left. Yeah.
When I have to count above 12, even 15, I'm fucked. I'm literally like, I can't keep count. I'm just trying to be alive.
Yeah. I'm just trying to keep the oxygen going right now.
Yeah. But I have really seen the difference. And so, yeah, even just with the adding squats in, I am getting more flexible just from squatting.
For sure, you will do.
Yeah, so it is good. It is really good. Who's giving us £300? I'd give you £200 just for your
biceps. Dave, are my biceps not impressive?
Oh. Mate, oh. Your biceps are very impressive.
Not £200 worth though.
Do you train them? Yeah.
Do you train them? Unfortunately, yes.
Do you know I have never ever trained my biceps? They're just really dominant. All my family have them.
I think I'm quite dominant in the bicep, but I do train them. My triceps are like long streaks of piss in the back of my arm.
Me too. I desperately need to train my triceps.
It's like cellulite and then just like a measly bit of head here.
I get cellulite on my upper body as well, on the back of my triceps, and
I get a bit of
in my stomach. It's beautiful.
I don't think I get it. I have, if I really like squunch down, I will. But yeah, I always get a little bit of what I call porridge on the back, on the back of my arm when I'm nice and full. But
yeah,
I mean, it is what it is. I don't really give a shit. It's just, that's fat, right? So
how do you feel about your off-season body compared to your stage body? How do you feel about your stage body compared to your off-season body as well?
It's weird because obviously it's all fun and games, like being shredded, and like I look back at pictures of me from my last show and I was like, fucking hell, like for me that was the best condition I'd been in, but I just know how fucking miserable that was. Like I was horribly in an awful place. But like you're supposed to be, like you expect to be when you're that lean and you have to sacrifice that much. Off season wise, I actually don't mind how I look. Like I used to hate being quite big, but I think over the years of training I've like adapted to where I can pretty much eat what I want and I'm still maintaining a good shape. And I think where my metabolism works and I've got a good amount of muscle now, I don't really get that fat, which is a weird thing to say. And then
look, there's legitimately an auction going on in the comments to feel our biceps.
I love this.
Guys, this is legally binding. You can send it to my PayPal.
It is. Should we set up a GoFundMe?
You know, like some people sell their virginity on the internet, and there's us selling a bicep.
Wait, Dave's gone straight in with 1,200.
Dave ain't messing around. Big Dave.
Oh, Natalie. Whoa, Big Dave.
Oh God.
Oh, we've got a 2,650. That's a bit random.
It's very specific.
That's very.
But you know, like when you bid for something on eBay, you have to do a random one, not like £10, because everyone's gonna do £10. You got to do like £11.26. And then you'll win.
I love the fact that people are bidding on our arms.
I know, it's ridiculous. The thing is, they would, if they saw Nat's, anyone who is watching, go and look at Natty Dreadlock Fit's profile, because you'll be wanting to touch her biceps soon as well.
Yeah, Nat, you can get in on this as well. Stop bidding, babe.
Yeah.
Save your money and join
her off on our one too.
Oh dear. But no, what were we talking about? Off-season body. So yeah, like I'm in a place now where I'm pretty comfortable, to be fair, and like again, without like drawing attention to like a boob job, but like since surgery, I think for me, my legs have always been in okay shape off season, but my upper body used to get quite flabby. But I think since surgery, where my skin's been manipulated and pulled, like my arms, I'm not really holding that much. I used to have armpit vaginas. That's what I like to call them. Whereas I don't really get that anymore, and like I just maintain better shape. I think that's just muscle and time.
I think it is muscle, because even the size I am, which is obviously smaller muscularity wise, I'm the same size as I've always been. It's just more of it is muscle now, and there's less fat. So although I don't look like massively like I've progressed in that way, I'm so much leaner with so much more muscle mass. And when you move, obviously it's different when you're just sitting looking at someone in the mirror or in a photo, but when you're moving and you can see it, I just feel more comfortable the way I am now in my off season. And I actually don't like my stage look anyway because of my face. My face...
I'm not a massive fan. I would not like to maintain that year round.
No, I don't see many people's face that looks as disgusting as mine.
I mean, mine was pretty bad.
Yours is bad, but I feel like you don't have a fat face in the off season.
I used to, but now it doesn't. I don't really get fat anymore. I just get more gaunt when I'm dieting. So I'm in the good place.
Yeah. I just think it's patience again, isn't it?
Off season.
I don't anymore. but only since last year. Before, I had a lot more fat in my lower face. Just was naturally, as you get older, I think
But
you just lose
you
it.
get quite gaunt dieting, don't you?
I look like Skeletor. Like, it's so bad. And that's why I don't like being lean. It's nothing to do with my body. But actually, even at my size, people don't stop talking about it in public. And it is just like, fucking give it a rest. Like, go to the gym yourself if you can be like an arsehole about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I can't even imagine what it must be like in figure and above when you are lean. People must be like...
I mean, I've been called some pretty awful shit, and like people just think you're ill.
Yeah.
People just think like you've got an illness or there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't care. Like people can say what they want. I honestly don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But I kind of understand it. Like I probably question the same thing. But I think a lot of people love it. Like that they love being really lean. I think it's a control thing, isn't it, as well? Like understanding that it's not maintainable, but so many people strive to try and maintain it. And they're like, oh, my face is getting fat. And it's like, no, it's just going back to normal.
Yeah.
You need to go back to normal.
I think it helps for me because I only started competing and training in my 30s. I've got a whole group of friends that have got absolutely no care in the world about what they look like. So they don't base any kind of self-esteem. I mean, they think that everyone that competes is a massive narcissist, and I'm like, don't get me wrong, that is there, but it's so much more about the process and the discipline and the drive and all that stuff that we learn about ourselves. But because I've got those kind of pulling me back down to the ground, I would never think to stay lean. But I think my self-esteem is really comes from who I am and how well I'm doing things. I'm like quite a productivity based self-esteem. So like if I'm just sitting around being a fat shit, I feel shit as a person. But if I've actually ticked some things off the list, then I was like, I'm smashing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Who thinks Martina should set up an Insta page for her biceps? Mate, I'm going to set up an OnlyFans for my fucking feet. Maybe I could do an OnlyFans of biceps of all my friends.
Yes.
Because I'm not putting my vag on it, all right?
Wait, Dave said, it really turns me on seeing women with impressive biceps. So Dave would be all over that shit.
I get messages from this 25-year-old in Scotland who does not follow me. Every so often he says like, please set up an OnlyFans, and I don't respond. And then the next message will be like, please, I'm begging you. I don't respond. And I'm like, you don't even follow me. Like, it's so weird. And then I always start to get conspiracy theorists about who might be behind the account. Like, maybe it's someone I know. Maybe it's my sister trying to test me. You know,
maybe it is someone you know, and they're just.
But you know what I mean? Like, someone yesterday come on here, and I think it's a fake account. And I've noticed it watching me, but we've never interacted. And then yesterday to call me a stuck-up cow. And can you imagine someone thinking I'm stuck up? I'm an absolute joker. I was just like, yeah, all right, mate, whatever.
You have no idea.
I know. And then another one of my friends on here, bless him, reported the account because they were rude to us. And I was like, I didn't even notice. Like, I don't notice the trolls because I think it's funny.
Yeah, I think.
If you're going to waste your own time, you're just wasting your own time because we don't care what you think.
Yeah, I think anyone that puts themselves on social media, you have to accept that you're going to get trolled at some point.
I'm not $2.99. I'm going to be a £12.49, okay?
$2.99.
Those girls on OnlyFans, some of them are making some serious money, like buying houses and stuff with it, and they're 20. And I'm like, but I've got a corporate job anyway. There's no way on earth. It's bad enough that I've got this bikini account that I have to fucking put on private when I'm looking for a job, because some of these, especially I work in finance, they're quite modest, you know, they're quite traditional. Yeah, I have to be careful. But now when you Google me, my YouTube's there with all of these lives. And the other day, one of them descended into chaos with my friend who doesn't compete. And we were talking about stuff that I had to think twice about whether I should upload it to my YouTube. Not because I care. Like, obviously, I don't care. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said the stuff. But I'm like, if the employer chooses that one video to watch,
yeah, for sure.
I'm like, yeah, I love Metallica. I actually saw them live in a suit because I was at work and my boss was like, do you want to come and watch Metallica? And I went, yeah, all right. When? And they were like,
what, just there and then?
Yeah,
what?
Now. Because a law firm was taking our firm, you know, like the fucking everyone. I just went for the food, guys. They had the corporate hospitality. There was so much food, and I had competed maybe 6 weeks before, so I was smashing it in. Oh, it was so good. When I worked at that place, I used to go and sleep on the toilet floor in the disabled toilets during prep because I was so tired. And you know, when you get up and then go and do all my steps at lunchtime, and then I came back and one of the partners was like, so did you compete? And I said, yeah. And he went, how did it go? And I said, oh, I won. And he went, really? I was like, what do you mean, really?
With that puzzled look as well.
It's happened more than once as well, where people go, really? Or now,
people have no idea about bodybuilding.
Yeah, you know, when they see a stage picture of you and they look you in the eye and go, oh my God, is that you? And you're like, what do you mean?
Of course, that's me.
Yeah. Look, she is gorgeous and amazing and unique. That's really sweet. But
I don't know who you are.
Oh,
I mean, obviously I've met you, but
yeah, but if you look on this profile afterwards, you might be like, oh yeah, because that astronaut, I'm gonna think it's not him or her.
Yeah, could be.
You mean or her? I have hardly been to Muscleworks since I moved to East London. It's really weird. It's so easy.
I train at Crayford more now.
Yeah, I actually love training at Crayford.
I've seen you train there quite a lot. And
yeah, I go
you
every
train
Thursday,
with Ebsy, don't you?
Yeah, so I train there every Thursday. So I can perv on mic, train with Ebs, eat at Sal's kitchen.
Great food.
It's just perfect while I'm working.
Crayford's awesome. I do love Crayford.
I really like the kit there. I only train legs there. And the hoist leg press, we just start on that every time.
What, this one?
Yeah, it's such a good warm-up for actual squats. It's unreal.
Yeah, no, the kit at Paul's gym is decent. It's so good. I mean, I do love Muscleworks. That is my home. But yeah, I'm kind of like splitting my time between. It's nice to have both as well because they're both so contrasting.
I like the thing about Muscleworks since it's moved. I don't like training legs upstairs. There's no atmosphere up there. It's quiet, and I'm quite loud. Also, once I was in the cardio bit, and then I looked. You have a mirror in front. Oh, there's a mirror to the side, and I could see a guy who had ghosted me training right in front of the boxing ring. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. And I needed to I must have been in prep. I was in prep, so I needed to stretch afterwards because I only stretch in prep. And I did my whole stretching routine, and he wasn't there anymore, and I thought, thank God. And I walked down the stairs, the bit that goes actually into the gym where the kit is, and he was like on the cable machine right there. Right in front. And I just went, hi.
You say hi.
And yeah, I because I've got red hair, I'm so noticeable as me. Do you know what I mean? And I just was like, well, this is awkward, isn't it? And he was like, I said, you know, you ghosted me. And he was like, no, I didn't. And I got my phone out like,
bitch,
twice. You ghosted me twice. I gave you a second chance and you did it again. And guess what? After then, we were talking a little bit and he did it again.
It's because a lot of men are.
He's not a bodybuilder. I didn't fancy him in real life, so it's fine. I hope you're watching. I was surprised he goes there.
Well, not a bodybuilder at all.
No. So, but yeah, I really like it there. Like the kit, the the hack squat there that is so light that gives you the ego boost mania because you can put so many plates on and still do it. I love that. I think that although people say don't ego lift, you need it to keep you motivated. You need something that's going to make you go, oh, I smashed it today. Not just I ticked the boxes, but I did a PB, or I'm actually really
push yourself, or do your sets and then go, do you know what? I'm going to do an extra one, and I'm just going to see what I can do.
My heavy squat and heavy deadlift, I usually do them not as part of my program, but after my sets. So even though I'm fatigued, I'm like, well, I pyramid up anyway in weight. So I'm like, fuck it, let's just go for a 1 rep max. It's not going to be the one that gives me a better bum or, you know, but it helps me mentally.
Definitely.
I remember Scarlet at Gymbot's giving me great advice on growing my calves, so she needs to give me that advice. Fucking hell. I do one set of calf raises at Crayford a week, and that's it.
See, the thing is, I don't actually train calves.
No, it's from dancing, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, I occasionally am pulled into training calves now, because when you're training with someone that's got ridiculous calves, you're kind of like, yeah, right, I'm gonna have to do something. Yeah, no, I don't train calves. So all of you people that want amazing calves, be a ballet dancer for 20 years. And you're... It's simple
no biggie, that. Just add ballet to the repertoire.
Just literally go put some ballet shoes on and just stand on your toes for 20 years and you'll be great.
It's so funny because all of my friends that did ballet that don't bodybuild absolutely hate their calves because they're always
all ballet dancers hate their calves.
Yeah, and I'm like, they're amazing.
Give me them. Yeah. No, it's crazy. But I guess you're constantly on a calf. What's the word? Your calves are constantly flexed the whole time.
I loved when people talk in the comments, look, where's Dave gone? I'm genuinely interested, where has he gone? I would like to do ballet for flexibility, actually. I've tried doing yoga last year. I was so bad. I thought I was going to be good because I'm strong.
I can imagine you being good at yoga.
Well, that downward dog, I thought, I have got a strong upper body, I'll be fine. I was shaking like a shitting dog. Like, it was so bad. And there were girls that would say, without being rude, that didn't look like they trained, that weren't in very good shape, as society would deem. And they were badass and they were strong and they were smashing it. Oh, here's Dave. Can you rip sleeves with your biceps?
I can rip a lot more than sleeves, Dave.
Oh, I've ripped a few pairs of trousers with my arse.
Mine's always the inside thigh.
Oh, always
like every pair
now,
of leggings I've got holes on the inside thigh.
Yeah. Do you know the twins that do powerlifting that train at King's? They've got like long black hair. They've got the biggest, most amazing asses you've ever seen. They just split all leggings, so they just end up having to cut their leggings into shorts constantly.
Look at that.
Look, Dave.
Dave, I'm not being funny, mate. Like, I appreciate your input, but you're kind of taking away from what me and Martina were doing over here, because people are talking about you and not about us.
Dave's account is private, but I think he should let anyone that's on this chat be his friend. Because they 100%,
care. Dave, we want to see what you look like, mate.
But yeah, so we've only got 2 minutes left. Thanks, Dave.
Ruining life.
Any final pearls of wisdom or tips or tricks for mental health, for training, for just being generally amazing, do you have for us?
Don't be an arsehole.
Oh, I like it. Just short but
don't
sweet.
Be an arsehole. There's so many arseholes in the world.
It's
just
true, right?
Nice. Be fucking nice and understand that everyone's in a shit position right now.
Yeah. Everyone's got their own different challenges, but it doesn't mean because they're not the same as yours that they're not valid, right?
And you can moan, you can have a moan, you can have a rant, you can have a cry, and you can feel sorry for yourself, but just don't be an arsehole. There's so many arseholes in the world. Dave sent you another. Oh no, he sent Natty a DM now.
Same time tomorrow, Dave. I've got another figure competitor coming on tomorrow, so she's got big biceps. I've got Erin Thompson coming on. So
yeah, Dave, you're gonna love Erin. She's awesome.
She's off her head as well. Unique.
I like unique. Unique.
I like unique.
Look.
What I really like, especially about you and Erin, is you do have to go to a darker place than a lot of competitors, but you're still very positive and very approachable and happy as you
try
can
to be
in prep, compared to some right miserable cunts that are like, don't even have to get that
way too seriously. Like, take it seriously, but don't be an arsehole.
Don't be an arsehole.
Don't let it affect everyone else around you.
I'm going to write it in the bio of the write-up on here. Don't be an arsehole. Thank you so much.
No, thank you for having me, my love.
Coming and enduring Dave's. Dave wasn't actually that bad today. I feel like Natalie was worse.
Oh, Lily's joined now.
Lily's here. I'm actually going to text Lily in a minute and be like, bring me some brownies. No, don't. I'm on a diet. But thank you, everybody. And
yeah,
same time tomorrow.
Take care, my love.
Bye, guys.